1. c4, Olafsson begins with the English opening. 1. Nf6, Fischer replies flexibly, keeping his options open. 2. nc3, White develops and controls d5. 2. g6, Fischer signals his intention to play the king's Indian defense, his favorite weapon against closed openings. 3. d4, transposing into the main lines of the king's Indian. 3. bg7, Black fianchettos the bishop. This piece will become the dragon of the position, breathing fire down the long diagonal later. 4. e4, White establishes a broad classical center. 4. d6, Fischer prevents e5 and prepares to strike back at the center. 5. nf3, developing the knight. 5. Fischer castles, securing his king before beginning active operations. 6. b2, the classical variation. 6. e5, the thematic strike. Fischer challenges White's center immediately. 7. d5, the Petrosian system. Olafsson closes the center to restrict Black's pieces and prevent tactical skirmishes in the middle. He intends to play on the queen side. 7. nbd7, developing the knight and preparing to move it to c5 or f8. 8. bg5, a key move in this system. It pins the knight on f6, indirectly annoying the queen, and provokes Black to weaken his kingside structure. 8. h6, Fischer kicks the bishop immediately. He is not afraid of loosening his position to gain activity. 9. bh4, the bishop retreats but keeps the pin. 9. a6, prophylaxis. Fischer stops potential pieces landing on b5 and prepares his own queenside expansion with b5. 10. nd2, Olafsson maneuvers the knight to support the kingside and potentially redeploy to c4. 10. qe8, a standard kid maneuver. The queen unpins herself and prepares to support the f7-f5 pawn break. 11. g4, aggressive. Olafsson decides to expand on the kingside himself, preventing Fischer's f5 break and looking to attack the black king. 11. nh7, Fischer retreats the knight to prepare f5 and to unblock the f-pawn. 12. qc2, White connects the rooks and controls the e4 square. 12. ing5, Fischer plants a knight on an outpost. It blocks the g-file and annoys White. 13. h3, preventing nh3. 13. nc5, Fischer improves his worst piece. The knight puts pressure on e4 and supports the queenside. 14. castling long. The game is now a sharp struggle with opposite side castling. White will storm the kingside, Black must attack the queenside or break in the center. 14. bd7, connecting the rooks and eyeing the queenside. 15. f3, solidifying the center and providing a retreat for the bishop. 15. na4, typical Fischer. He seeks to exchange White's active knight on c3 to reduce White's control over the queenside squares. 16. nexa4, Olafsson obliges. 16. baxa4, recapturing and attacking the queen/rook complex. 17. b3, weakening the dark squares around the king, but forced to drive the bishop away. 17. bd7, the bishop returns, having done its job of provoking weaknesses. 18. bf2, preparing to advance the h-pawn. 18. c5, Fischer closes the queenside slightly to prevent White from playing c5 himself, while establishing a strong point for his pieces. 19. h4, White continues the kingside assault, kicking the knight. 19. nh7, the knight retreats, but it is ready to spring back. 20. b3, White aligns the bishop and queen for a battery against h6. 20. b5, Fischer starts his counterattack on the queenside. 21. nb1, redirecting the knight to defense. 21. f5, the breakthrough. Fischer ignores the queenside for a moment to strike at the base of White's advanced pawns. He opens lines for his rook and bishop. 22. gxf5, opening the g-file. 22. gxf5, recapturing. The g-file is open, which is dangerous for both sides. 23, x5, Olafsson clears the center. 23, bxf5, Fischer develops with tempo against the queen. 24, qd2, the queen moves to safety. 24, e4, a brilliant positional sacrifice. Fischer gives up the structural integrity of his center to open the long diagonal for his sleeping bishop on g7. 25, rdg1, white seizes the open file, threatening the black king. 25, x3, Fischer creates a passed pawn and opens the position further. 26, bxh6, a tactical shot. White pins the bishop on g7 to the king and threatens mate. 26, ra7, a calm defensive resource. The rook defends along the 7th rank. 27, bxg7, trading the dangerous bishops. 27, rxg7, recapturing. 28, rxg7 plus, white continues to exchange, hoping the exposed black king will be weak. 28, kxg7, the king is exposed, but Fischer has calculated that he is safe. 29, bd3, trying to trade off black's active bishop. 29, bxc4, Fischer opens lines on the queenside to distract white. 30, rg1 plus, check. 30, kh8, the king tucks into the corner. 31, qc3 plus, white forces the issue. 31, qe5, centralization. Fischer forces the exchange of queens. He realizes that in the ending, his passed f-pawn will be decisive. 32, c5 plus, forced. 32, dex5, now Fischer has two connected passed pawns in the center, e and f. 33, bxf5, trading the last minor piece. 33, rxf5, Fischer creates a rook endgame where his passed pawns are faster than white's counterplay. 34, bxc4, white restores material equality, but positional inequality is huge. 34, nf6, bringing the knight back into the game to escort the pawns. 35, nd2, trying to blockade. 35, f2, the pawn advances. It is a thorn in white's position. 36, rh1, the rook is forced to a passive square to stop the promotion. 36, e4, the second pawn rolls forward. The duo is unstoppable. 37, kd1, the king tries to run to stop the pawns. 37, e3, pushing further. The white knight is running out of squares. 38, nf1, the knight is forced to block on the back rank. A tragic square. 38, re5, precise. Fischer protects the e-pawn and prepares the final advance. He also prevents the king from approaching effectively. 39, q2, blocking the e-pawn. 39, nh5, the knight joins the attack, eyeing f4 or g3 to deliver the final blow. 40, kf3, the king tries to be active, but it's too late. 40, e2, the final nail in the coffin. If 41, kxf2, then 41, e1 equals q plus. The promotion cannot be stopped without heavy material loss. 0 to 1.